Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Zero Kurasagi, and here I have for you today my Shin Megami Tensei 5 Nahobino and Demons builds. I'm about to say Nahobino and Friends, but it sounds stupid. Anyways, I'm going to be showing you my builds for my main character, the Nahobino, and the demons that I have. I'm not going to run through exactly how I attain these because that would take quite some time. So first of all, let's start with the main character, Nahobino. Obviously you're going to give him all of the stat boosting items to get his health, MP, and all his skill potentials to maximum. But the only actual attack he will be using is the Marakuma, yeah. It's a severe strength base almighty attack on one foe with a great chance or a greater effect when landing critical hits. So it does more damage when you crit. So pretty much you link that with your Magasuchi skill that makes it to where all your moves crit. And then you do this skill and boom, big damage. I'll explain to you why this is the only skill. You pretty much want to utilize your other teammates to give you the buffs so that you can put on the skills necessary to max out your damage output. So yeah, this is the only attack you have on. Then you have revive chart. Like an ability to revive your demons is it's necessary. It's game breaking. Like, why would you not have this? So yeah, you can revive any demon in your party. They don't even have to be the main four that are out. Like, you can revive people in the background as well. So yeah, this is a very essential skill to have on him. We have the crit boost, crit zealot, to increase your crit damage but decrease your normal damage. So when you crit, you're going to do more damage, which if you're using your crit skill, you're going to crit. So yeah, it's going to make your crit even more stronger. We have the almighty increase, and this stacks with the high almighty increase. They do stack, so we have both of them. So we're getting an even bigger boost of almighty damage, considering this attack is considered almighty damage. It also is based off your strength, so don't do what I did. What I did is I spec'd magic in the beginning of the game and then went full strength. So I'm missing out on some of that attack. Like, my magic should be probably like 25 points less, and my strength should probably be 25 points more. But I didn't feel like going through the whole game again just to change that. So it's not going to make that much of a difference. Like, the biggest difficult fight in this game is going to be Shiva and Demi-Fiend. And it might help you a little bit with the Shiva fight. It won't help you with the Demi-Fiend fight. I'm just going to let y'all know. Next, we have Drain Physical. Obviously, to absorb physical attacks. So anytime someone hits you with a physical attack, you just absorb it. Don't have to deal with it. And as you can see with his resistances, this also could be changed. If you play the game, you know you can change this. I gave him pretty much the I think this is the Lady Harlot build, so it might not be, I'm not sure. This might be the Metatron build. I don't remember which demon it was that has these defenses, but you can pretty much give your stat resistances and weaknesses from other demons. You could just take whatever their resistances are. I can't remember whose this is, but you can see it. He's pretty much got half resistance to all the normal elements, and he fully reflects light and dark, and he absorbs physical. So a lot of enemies are going to be running light and dark and physical. Those are like the main things you'll see, obviously, especially later on in the game. So Drain Physical. Good to have. Then we have the Abyssal Mask. This makes it less likely for you to be affected by status elements and less likely to be insta-killed. Considering that dark skills all have a chance to just straight up insta-kill you, this is pretty good. Because I have ran into fights where I'm just like, oh, I'm at full health. and then I'm dead. And I'm just like, what happened? And that's because the dark skills have a chance to insta-kill you, and you would just die, you know, game over, just off of getting hit by a dark skill. It's kind of stupid, but it is what it is. So yeah, having this on there stop you from getting insta-kill. And Enduring Souls, so if you would get lethally killed, you would not. So it endures a lethal kill and fully heals you once per battle. This is really good for boss battles. It's like a get out of jail free card. And there's some other things you can collect throughout the game that'll give you this. I'll go through that in a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much your Nahobino in the nutshell. This is him. This is you. Now going to my actual demons that I have in my party. I have Zeus. As you can see, Zeus, he's pretty defensive. The only thing that he would get hit by is Almighty and Physical. And of course, in game you're gonna run into a lot of Almighty, so having defenses doesn't help you out a lot, but it makes it to where you don't have to worry about anything else. He pretty much also only has, well, he has two skills. He has his signature move, the CSS unique. It's a severe strength-based electric attack on one foe, and it ignores affinity resistance and pierces. So it also has an almighty effect, and it doesn't matter if they resist lightning, it will hit them. So yeah, pretty good. We have crit aura, so make his next move 100% accurate and a guaranteed crit. So pretty much you use crit aura, and then you use this move and you do a lot of damage. He's got a lot of strength and agility on top of that. So yeah, he's pretty good. You want to max out his physical attack, you want to max out his electric and his support, so that you can get this at +5 and +9. I guess the physical isn't really necessary, but you do want to max out the electric element and the support. Then to cover his weaknesses, I have Null Fire, I have Reflect Ice, Repel Ice, and Repel Force. And then of course we got to give him the crit skill, because he's using crit aura to guarantee crits. So then when he crits, his crit does more damage. And then you have the electric buffs, the electric and the high electric, so that these obviously stack, so it just makes his electric unique skill even more powerful. So this is literally how you max out damage for this character. Next character, we have Belzebug. I wanted to keep Death Flies on him. I decided to go kind of different route for him instead of just making him just pure damage dealer. So I went Death Flies just to keep his unique skill. Then I went Energy Drain, so he can recover his MP. He's got to Debilitate and Luster Candy, so he can debuff all the foes and he can buff all the allies. This is pretty much my buffer slash debuffer. He has Drain Force to cover his weakness, and then we gave him Boon Boost and Boon Boost EX. So this makes it to where his Kaja and Nada skills last an extra turn. This one makes it where it lasts 2 more turns, so they last 3 extra turns. So these 2 skills are considered Kaja and Nada skills. So when he buffs and it says 3 turns, instead it'll be 6. Or debuffs and it says 3 turns, it'll be 6 turns instead. So you don't have to buff and debuff very often. So yeah, pretty much our buff debuffer. And then I gave him Enduring Soul, so he can survive a 1-shot, you know, or dying pretty much, and come back with full health at least once. So yeah, this is my main buffer dash debuffer. Next character we have Inanna, and she is quite weird. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with her. I decided to keep all her unique skills. So she has Severe Fire, Ice, Lightning, and Force. And she also has a skill to where her increase the damage of her next attack and add Pierce. So it turns these skills into Pierce and increases the damage they'll do the next turn. So even if the enemy resists, or like has Reflect, it will pierce their defenses, and she could hit anybody with any element except light and dark. So I have her strictly focused on doing as much damage as possible with fire, ice, lightning, and wind. Pretty good. Her magic is at 200. It's kind of ridiculous. And then after that, I just cover her weaknesses. So I gave her Null Physical and Null Dark. So she pretty much blocks or nullifies physical and dark. The only thing she can literally get hit by is light and almighty. I also gave her high restore, so when she hits the foe with their weakness, which could be either of these 4 skills, or she lands a crit, which she will. If you have the Magasuchi active, she will restore some of her MP. This is not really something I would use in every fight, but certain fights she can come in handy. Just having somebody with these 4 elements just to dish out big damage and nullify most attacks, if not all. Next demon, we have Metatron. Metatron I wanted to use because I love Metatron because of SMT, Shimigami Tensei, Nocturne. So I just had to use Metatron. He's not that strong in this game, so rip Metatron. Anyways, keep his unique attack because it's his unique attack. I would not take that away from him, just like I did not take away from Belzebug. Also gave him Megidolon just to have the severe almighty. I just decided to make him the almighty attacker. So he has his unique skill that can hit random foes. He has his almighty AoE. He's got energy drain to recover HP and MP. He's got this skill to increase his damage of his next attack and add pierce. He doesn't really need the pierce because he's doing almighty attacks anyways, but it just increases the damage of his next attack, so cool. Then we just have the almighty boost and the high almighty boost. Of course, these stack, so he is increasing his almighty damage. I gave him Great Mana Spring to greatly increase his MP, and Enduring Soul so he could survive a lethal attack and fully heal once. Yeah, so Metatron, I just kind of made him the almighty attacker. Gotta have Metatron. Next, we got Odin. Odin, he looks sick, so I just wanted to use him just because of the way he looks. I love this design for Odin. It's pretty awesome. So we kept his unique skill. He's a physical attacker. His unique skill, severe physical attack on one opponent, and it ignores resistance and pierce. So it has an almighty effect to it, but it's classified as physical. Then we have Yubisemi shot. Sorry, I butchered that. Anyways, you see the name. This is your physical attack that hits all foes. It also ignores resistances, it pierces, and it always crits. So you have a skill that always crits. It's pretty useful. So I kept that on him. Then I gave him Crit Aura. So increases the strength-based skill to self and makes it accurate, and grants crit. So he has a guaranteed crit, 100% accuracy, and the skill already ignores elements and pierces. So yeah, it pretty much turns his normal skill into an almighty boss of an attack that will guarantee crit. It's pretty ridiculous. Obviously we gave him the skill that makes crit damage do more damage. It slows his normal attacks, but you'll pretty much never normal attack because this skill always crits, and if you're going to use the skill, you're going to crit aura first before you use it. So yeah, obviously he's always going to crit. And of course, if the Magasuchi skill is up, he doesn't even have to worry about going into that. He can just do the attack because he's going to crit. There's no point of going into this skill. So then we have the physical buff and the high physical buff. Of course, they stack, so getting more damage out of his physical skills. We have Drain Force to cover his weakness, and then Enduring Soul to survive physical attacks and heal. Next demon. So this demon I'm not really using. I kind of kept her, and I'm just putting it in here just so you guys know. Keep her. She's pretty much your so we had a special demon in SMT Nocturne that had these out of world moves that you might want to use. That's what she's here for. She's got the Estoma, she's got the Tarafui, and she's got Meteoron. So she can fully heal your entire party. She can guarantee escapes from battle, and she can prevent encounters from enemies into the next moon. You just use her just for that. I would not use this character in actual battle. Let's just not. Her unique skill wasn't very good, and the other skill she got was like mediocre, and trying to cover two weaknesses is like no. So yeah, pretty much you're using her just for those two skills and the heal. Next demon. This is one of your healers. This healer, her unique skill is a moderate heal, and it cures elements and debuffs to all allies. So she heals the whole party. She can cure any element and remove debuffs from your whole party. Then to cover her weaknesses, we gave her no fire, no ice, no electric, drain light, and no dark. It took a bit to cover her weaknesses. Then we gave her Great Mana Spring to increase her MP, obviously, because she's just going to be focused on heals. And then we have the Great Heal Increase to increase her healing. There's not enough room to put on the regular heal increase to increase her healing even more. You could try to do without the MP increase. You can't really go without the nulls because you just don't want to have a monster in your party that has weakness, period. Not at the end of the game. You just don't want it. But you could go, I guess, go without the mana screen to get more healing, but I prefer just to have the greater healing increase and great increase to your max MP. I think you get more out of it than that. Yeah, that's one of your healers. Next demon, Amon. Amon is amazing. He's kind of like amazing just straight off the bat. There's not much you have to do to get a demon or get him up to this point. His unique skill is a severe fire attack on all enemies. It costs a lot of MP, but it also ignores affinity resistance and pierces, so it has an almighty effect to it. This demon by himself can defeat all the Magasuchis for like when you're training and you're trying to get the items, because it pierces and it hits all enemies, so you don't even have to worry about trying to figure out what their weaknesses are. Just use him and he will kill all of them, and that's pretty much all you do. I also gave him the high fire skill because it also pierces. It's not severe, it's just the regular heavy fire attack, but it has pierce, so I gave him that. Then we have this skill to increase the damage of the next attack and add pierce. Obviously you're not really using it for the pierce considering that both these moves already pierce. It's just to increase the damage of the skill. Then to cover his weaknesses, we gave him null ice. And then you have the fire and high fire boosts because both his attacks are fire. Great Mana Spring to increase his max MP, and Enduring Soul. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Pretty unique monster. I like him. Next monster. Shiva. Shiva is the second hardest fight in the game, so you might not get this until later, but Shiva is a god. Do not underestimate this demon. He is amazing. He should definitely be in your main party. So he's pretty much my replacement when I'm not using Metatron. So his unique skill is a severe almighty attack on all foes, and it lowers the target's defense to the minimum for 3 turns. So what that means is you have an almighty attack that obviously can't be reflected or blocked or anything. It is guaranteed to lower their defenses to the lowest possible. So if you don't know, stats can be increased and lowered all the way up to 4. So what he does is he puts it down by -4 automatically. So it's like with skills like Debilitate, which will lower all of your stats by 2, you would have to do Debilitate twice to debuff someone to the maximum. And of course they can always just remove that debuff with a skill or something like that. So you usually have to keep doing it over and over. Well, with Shiva, he has an almighty attack, that severe almighty attack on all enemies that lowers their defense to the minimum for 3 turns automatically. Is busted. It's just busted. So yeah, do not underestimate Shiva. Next, we gave him the skill that greatly increased damage of next strength-based skill to one ally. This is not for him. This is for the main character. So this is why we don't run this skill on the main character, so we can maximize the main character's stats and abilities to the max. And then we have another person to give him the buff that will increase his strength-based move. And that would be Shiva. Then I gave him the High Almighty. Of course, if you want to give this buff, the strength buff skill, to some other demon, you can replace that with the regular Almighty boost. That way he has the high and the regular Almighty boost to get more damage out of his attack. Then to cover his weaknesses, we have Drain Ice. He doesn't really need too many coverage. He's got a lot going on already. Then I gave him Great Life Spring just to increase his max HP. Then I gave him Great Mana Spring to increase his max MP. Enduring Soul so he doesn't get one-shotted, and Abyssal Mark so he doesn't get insta-killed and hit with elements. So any demon you see that I have Abyssal Mark on is like a main demon in your party. If you have a main demon in your party, you have to have this skill on, Enduring Soul. It's just like a must on any demon that you plan on putting in your main party. If not, they will die. Simple as that. But yeah, that's Shiva. Next demon, we have our ultimate healer here. And I make her the ultimate healer just because I fucking love this character. I love this character design. As soon as I saw her, I was just like, this is my healer. This is my healer. She's so fucking cute, and her design is amazing. I love her. And then her skill is a moderate heal to all allies, and it raises all the stats by 1. So with her and Shiva, I have Shiva to lower the defense, and then she's raising all of our stats by 1 every time she heals. So pretty much covered with the debuff and buff without having to use Belzebug. I could use Belzebug if I wanted a dedicated debuffer. So there's an option there. But yeah, pretty much using her for the heals. I also gave her an attack just so she would have an attack. This is more for the fight with Demi-Fiend, which I don't know if I plan on making a video on that. I was gonna make a video on how to beat Demi-Fiend, but there's plenty of videos out there. If you wanted to beat Demi-Fiend, you probably already beat him. I'm just like kind of over it. The fight was so ridiculous. I was just like, I'm over it. So I'm not even worried about it. So yeah, gave her severe wind and the boost, the great boost to force attacks to make this do more damage. Gave her great mana spring, drain physical to cover her weakness, and repel electric to cover her weakness. Enduring Soul, obviously, to survive physical one lethal attack, and Abyssal Mark, so she doesn't get insta-kill or affected, or less likely to be affected by insta-kills and status elements. So yeah, that's pretty much my favorite healer, my go-to healer. She also has an attack, so she's not just healing. Oh yeah, next demon. This guy right here is probably one of the first good early game demons that you could get in the game that will carry you through this game. Unless you run into somebody who either repels or negates physical or absorbs it, this is your demon. His unique skill, just like in Persona, and I think I'm going to end up making a demon video on Persona as well, because he's way better in Persona 5. But anyways, his unique skill is a weak 8 physical hits to random foes. So pretty much when you're fighting a boss, you are going to hit them 8 times, and it will always crit. It is a guaranteed crit every time. So it being weak, but it's guaranteed crit, makes this move really strong. We give him the Imperial or Impeller's Animus, which is going to increase the damage of your next attack and add Pierce. So we now increase the damage of this skill. We add Pierce. It always hits, and it will hit 8 times on the boss. It's quite ridiculous. Obviously, we're going to give him both of the physical and the greater physical buff increase. We're going to give him the crit buff that makes it to where he crits, because he always crits, do more damage. So it's literally never a negative. To cover his weakness, we gave him Null Dark. We have great Mana Spring, so he has more MP, and Enduring Soul. Again, you can change this great Mana Spring to something else if you want to let's say give him the Abyssal Mark if you want this to be the main demon in your party and you don't want him to get insta-killed or affected by, or less likely be affected by, status elements. You can give him that instead. But yeah, that's Yoshitsune. Yeah. Next demon. This demon. You're probably looking like, why the hell is this in your team? And ignore the levels. I'm still working on leveling them all to max before I fight Demi-Fiend, so ignore that. This demon is in this party specifically for the Demi-Fiend fight. You're just like, what? Like, what? How can this thing help you with Demi-Fiend? So, he has a Magatsuchi skill called Accursed Poison, which has a chance of inflicting status elements to all foes and debuffing all their stats by 1 stage for 3 turns. Yeah, so that's pretty much why you want to use him, is to put that debuff on them, and I assume you want to get poison, and he takes a lot of damage because he has a lot of health when you poison them. So it's really only here for the Demi-Fiend fight. So if you don't care about the Demi-Fiend fight, or you're not fighting that fight on the hardest difficulty, you don't really need this. If you're fighting him on the hardest difficulty, you probably need this demon. The skills we gave him is the severe fire attack on one foe. We gave him the skill to greatly increase the strength of one ally. Obviously, this is used to buff the main character. We gave him the high fire boost. We gave him, to cover his weaknesses, repel physical and repel ice. Abyssal Mark and Great Mana Spring, so of course increases MP, and Enduring Soul. So I made this demon specifically for fighting Demi-Fiend, and that's what it's made to do. Yeah, that's pretty much him. I really have nothing more I can say about this demon. Outside of the Demi-Fiend fight, I don't know why you would even want to use this demon. Like, no clue. Next demon. Don't use this bitch. I fucking hate this character. So, I'm initially playing through this game. This is a spoiler alert for anybody who don't want spoilers. Thanks for watching the video. Catch you later. Spoiler. This bitch comes to your party later on in the game, and she's amazing. Healing Order is amazing. It moderate heals all your allies, removes all debuffs, and raises all your stats by 1 tier. She's just a better version of the healer that I had before. But the thing you don't know is that she will leave your party right before you bite the final boss. Right before you fight the final boss, she leaves the party. And you're just left there like, what the fuck? So, I'm playing through the game and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this girl my healer. I got my attacker with Yosunni. I got somebody else. I don't know who the other 4th character was, and then hers, my healer. I'm good. And I go into that fight, and like towards the end, you get to this point, and she's just like, peace. She just pieces out. I'm not gonna tell you why, but she just pieces out, and I'm mad about it. So yeah, don't invest in this character. I invested in this character, and then she left, and I was just like, I don't have a healer to be able to heal my party and deal with these strong in-game demons / bosses. It was a nightmare. So yeah, don't use her. Well, anyways, that's pretty much all the demons I got. These are pretty much my favorite demons. This is a game that has a lot of customization, a lot of things you can do. You can customize these demons however you want. So you might have some demon ideas that might be better than mine. So if you do, put them in the comments down below. Let me know, what are your favorite demons? What skills you put on them? If you think these are good. If you think you found a way to improve on my builds already. That being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.